Hey, it's a beautiful morning here on the shores of Lake Tahoe. It's about 9:40 in the morning. I'm coming to you about an hour from my house. I want to talk just briefly today about another concept of leadership I really love. The first concept was that I talked about in a previous video was that leadership is about doing the right thing. And the other concept I like is that leadership is an influence relationship among leaders and followers that intend real change that reflects their shared purpose. So we've got relationship, real change, shared purpose, and all those parts are important, but I want to focus today on relationship. I think it's really critical that you understand what right, healthy relationship is like, and that you get this concept right as a follower, because if you don't have it right as a follower, you're not going to have it right as a leader when you've been given the privilege to lead others. So relationships, by their nature, people in them have different roles. That's why we form relationships with others, because we can't do everything. We can't bring everything to the table. So we all have different roles. Some have the roles of leaders, others have the roles of followers. But in right relationship, healthy relationship, everyone in the relationship has expectations that others recognize and see as legitimate. So the leader, it's easy to understand that the leader has expectations of the follower, and those are legitimate expectations. And the leader is going to hold the follower accountable for those expectations. I wouldn't give you a nickel for a leader that hadn't identified to her followers what her expectations were and then didn't help the follower live up to those expectations and then hold the follower accountable for them. We don't have any problem with that. But in right relationship, which is reciprocal, those expectations go the other way as well. And followers have expectations of their leaders, and those expectations are legitimate. And followers in right relationship need to help their leaders live up to those expectations. And when they don't, in right relationship, followers have to hold their leaders accountable for those expectations. Now that's a paradigm shift. And I know that's going to be a stretch for many of you. But to me, that's healthy relationship. And the best leaders that I know of recognize that. They communicate clearly their expectations to their followers, but then they also engage their followers in a conversation that says, well, what do you expect of me? What is it that you're going to hold me accountable? And those things are all transparent. Those are all right on the table. And both parties, all parties in the relationship, are holding up their end of the deal independently and interdependently, and they're holding each other accountable. So again, another aspect of that healthy right relationship is that we don't become dependent upon others, that we are independent, interdependent actors. It's a very unhealthy relationship where one party is dependent upon the others. And if you get that stance as a follower, where you become dependent on others in the relationship or become dependent upon the leader, then you're going to take that stance with you when you become a leader. And you might force dependent relationship upon your followers because it was something that you accepted as natural when you were a follower. And that's not healthy. So you need to learn as a follower the value of acting independently and interdependently with others and not allowing yourself to become part of a dependent relationship. All right, so talk just briefly this morning about this concept of leadership that I love, that leadership is this relationship among leaders and followers, and talked about what right, healthy relationship should look like. So as always, I'd be interested in your thoughts. Please leave me a comment at the end of this blog post. Always appreciate those, always welcome them. And I hope it's as beautiful where you are as it is this morning at Lake Tahoe. I cannot imagine that it is, but if it is, I'm happy for you. Have a nice day.